Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's game. We've got LDLC versus Team Make Your Destiny, and this is the official Team Make Your Destiny cast. My name is Icon Cast. My friendly British accent that you can hear is courtesy of the boys over at Make Your Destiny. So, we are going to be hopping into this game as soon as we can. We've got, well, 9 players in the server. Both coaches have connected. So we should be getting underway as soon as possible. Let's get some game sound in. I can tweak anything of the sound. Let me know. And yeah, looks like everyone's in now. So let's get this trash music off. And unfortunately, we'll get rid of my beautiful face. I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, so as I said, all players connected. Both coaches connected. So I'm sure we will not be waiting much longer at all. Unfortunately, we are still called TGJ Esports on the HUD. That is the Team Make Your Destiny gamers. So I'll be, whenever I refer to TGJ, that is me actually talking about Make Your Destiny. So I'll always say I'm always going to say Make Your Destiny, of course, because they are now Make Your Destiny. So if you get confused, then that'll be why. Hello, hello. Nice to see people in the chat. We're just waiting on LDLC to ready up at this point, and while we wait, I am going to quickly tweak this because it's a little bit too big. We'll put it like so, and we'll put it down here, and the same goes for this thingy. Yeah, LDLC are scared, I agree. Okay. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. I tab back in and we've got the knife round underway. We want a swift 2-0, of course, for Team Make Your Destiny. And, well, they're stabbing each other in spawn for LDLC, it seems. What on earth is going on? Potentially, they don't care what side they start on, maybe. Maybe that's the deal behind that. Okay, here we go. It looks like we're going to get a Make Your Destiny start on the CT side here. They've gone for 5 Kevlar, no kit for the French side. Well, both French sides, excuse me. We've got a P250 on Unshark. And we've got a little bit of utility on the back of Brooksy, a smoke and a flash. Headed towards middle here. The Make Your Destiny boys, they've gone for the early stack towards B, and they've taken B short control. A lot of information gained already. And Razan spotted these players out mid, so he's going to make a quick rotation into long and get himself into a spot they're not expecting. Contact taken from the lurk player outside Monster, though. He's able to get one, but immediately traded out. So now Make Your Destiny, it has to be creeping into their minds that the A bomb site is open for grabs. And indeed, LDLC, they're well aware of the fact that that's the case. They've got this bomb site under control. Razan made a push-up, Razan has made a nice push-up long here, and he's timed it perfectly. Unshark caught with his pants down. And with Jazz here to back him up, this retake is definitely on here. 4 versus 2 in favour of the CT side now. And the remaining players for LDLC, they need multi-frags here. Freire manages to take 2 quick kills down. 3! Razan hitting the deck as well. And now just a 1 versus 1. Wow, 4 quick kills for a Freire at the end there. Incredible multi-kills. Unfortunate series of events there. Everything was going in favour of the Make Your Destiny boys, and just like that, the round gets flipped on its head. I said that he needed multi-kills, and just as I say it, he pulls out an incredible 4K. He was really putting in work there, dancing around with the Glock in hand. Make Your Destiny. Wow, we're getting team Molotovs blocked and stuff. That's good. LDLC, good start, making sure you get tilted at each other. But pressure towards middle here, and Razor, he's taking down a threat immediately, so advantage for Make Your Destiny, and it looks like Razmo and Razan, the double R's, going in sync for some deagle kills of their own, and a 5 versus 3, make that 5 versus 1, 4 versus 1 now, and Unshark doing what he can, but Razan, 3k in the round with a deagle, and an incredible 4-spy round from the Make Your Destiny boys. They bounce right back. And these days, we all know, ladies and gents, that these days, the 4-spy rounds are so much more important than the actual pistol rounds themselves, if you can win them. Now, Make Your Destiny have put themselves in an incredible position to go forward in the early stages of this half. The LDLC players are on the back foot now. They've got awful weaponry. And excuse me, not TGJ, I'm going to continue to say Make Your Destiny have everything that they could ask for in this round. They've even got information as to where these players are poking out mid. Real doesn't want to lose his head to a deagle. And Electus and Unshark taking a lot of early damage here. Oh, a bold push. Does award a kill though for a Frere, but 1 for 1. Not really good enough for the situation that they are in now. They've got 2 low HP players. And a lot of map control to take. Number 2 on the radar, I believe, who's that? That is Razmo. Just playing at the back of the B bomb site here. He's conceded all the control. He's playing passively. We've got 3 CT players over towards the A side of the map currently. So the B bomb site, excuse me, definitely the correct call if you're LDLC. However, all Razmo has to do is play a 1 for 1 or a 2 for 1 and back away with his life. But he's gone down. Real with a quick rotation though. He's in a perfect spot to cancel this out. And he's gone 3 for 1 in his lifetime. And Razan able to take down Brooksy. So, no, this is a best of 3. So, map 1, this is the pick of... Excuse me, I will remind myself whose pick this is. So, this is LDLC's pick, map 1. Make Your Destiny have chosen Inferno for map 2. And map 3 decider will be Nuke. LDLC guys here now, they know the money is not great for them. So they're thinking, yep, we will concede this round. We'll go for the Glocks. And you know what? It looks like Make Your Destiny will start this game 3-1 up. Real here. He wants to be careful he doesn't get overwhelmed with this many Glocks around, and indeed he is getting overwhelmed. He's gone down only 1 for 1 trades, and an M4 gained for Divi. Razor, he's out on an island towards long right now, but it doesn't look like LDLC are aware. Oh, Divi, he's aware of the potential now, and he has taken a fight. If Razor goes down here, this would be catastrophic potentially for Make Your Destiny. It would put an AWP in the hands of the T side, and in fact he will go down. This is a 3 versus 3, and the T's have picked up amazing weapons. Make that a 2 versus 3, but the guns are still pretty good for the T side. No armor, however. Oh, they're throwing guns around, and doesn't look like Divi's managed to catch that AWP. And I think Jazz is close enough forward that he's going to hear this movement, and indeed he has. He's holding the perfect angle. Electa's going down, and Divi able to trade, but 5 HP remaining for the AWP player. And this connector position, this short B position from Razmo is so unexpected. And it looks like he tossed the AWP away, in fact, before he ran out there. So smart play being made by the LDLC man before going down. However, it is a gun round regardless. We will see 5 AK-47s for the T side here. We've got an AWP on the back of Razor. And the rest of the Make Your Destiny boys have plenty of weaponry and utility to work with here. Molotovs towards middle, missing in fact by Make Your Destiny. That's a bit of a shame. You got to hit those mid Molotovs if you want to apply some pressure for the CTs. Razmo with a bit of a spam through that monster smoke. Not connecting, but Brooksy on the other side is going to be a little bit fearful of getting hit. Real's made a fast rotation, and he's checked for the long player. Afrere's made his way up very quickly, but caught out indeed. And a lurk smoke dropped. That's going to deny the information for the CT side. It's It's going to be up to them now to decide if they want to gain map control elsewhere. Do they want to gamble? And Real in a forward position. He's got a dink off, but he goes down. Jazz has got it all to do for the site defense right now. The rotations are far, far away, and they don't want to sprint in case this is all a fake. Jazz spotted the first man and able to take him out, but he's low HP. He's got to keep himself alive here. Razor, a support flash will slow things down for the time being. And LDLC, they've gone for this staggered approach, and it's working for them on the trades so far. But they've got such low HP players here. 8 HP on Electus. Brooksy on 14, but it doesn't matter. There's not even a retake scenario. So the first full gun round of this game going in favour of LDLC. And now, because of the fact that they've had very close rounds so far in this game, Make Your Destiny, they are not in a great position in this round in terms of economy. So they're going to force up to the Deagles again. We saw previously what their Deagles were capable of, so I do not want to count them out in this round. However, if you're LDLC, there's no way that you can afford to let your team lose 2 Deagle rounds. Razor going down immediately, so advantage taken for the T side. And there's really no need to rush if you are LDLC now. They're well aware of the money situation that they forced upon Make Your Destiny, and they have the man advantage. They're just going to play the range, use the upgraded weaponry that they've got, and play, you know, the trading game. Play close and make sure that nobody goes down without a trade. Utility coming in now, and the execute is a full long hit. One player behind the site and one spotted behind the truck as well. Both of these men are under extreme pressure here, and Razan, his toes are burning. He has to peek and he's gone down. Just Jazz and Real now, and the low HP for Real. Jazz would have to hit some absolute bangers if they want to have any chance of getting into the round. Real's picked up an AK though, but tries to escape with his life and unfortunately doesn't get away. Now just Jazz having a little look and unfortunately loses his face. Make Your Destiny now. They forced up in that previous round because the money, the money loss bonus hasn't built up for them yet in this half. They had no choice realistically to at least contest that round, but as a result, they've had to go down onto the USPs here. They have said, we're going to stack up all 5 men towards the bathrooms here and try and play immediate trades, but in fact, LDLC are leaning for some slow monster walkout, it seems. This is a smoke towards the middle of the bomb site. That's going to block off any vision from heaven, but in fact, it's a bit of a waste here. There's no way they'd know that, though. They're just being meticulous and making sure that they don't lose any more bodies than they need to win this 7th round. All of the Make Your Destiny players staying as a pack here. I assume the idea is they don't want to give away any kills, any money to the side of LDLC more than they'd need, more than they have to. So they're all just going to stack up here, play together. If anyone comes for them, at least they can trade them out. But in fact, nobody's coming for the side of LDLC. A bit of restraint being shown against the eco. And we have a subscriber, I believe, ladies and gents. That is incredible. Thank you very much for the sub, Black Atriz. I'm sorry my pronunciation is less than optimal, but I hope you're enjoying the cast so far, my friend. So, gun round coming into the 8th here. We're getting into the middle stages of this first half, and at this stage, Make Your Destiny, they're on the more dominant side, so they really need to start putting rounds on the board if they want to put pressure on LDLC. Like I said, this is LDLC's map pick, so, you know, we expect them to be very strong on it. But doesn't mean that it's unwinnable for the side of Make Your Destiny. And here comes the monster hit, Razmo. He's been mollied out, but he's got support here from Jazz, and they're holding good crossfire, so there's no need to move out of this position just yet. A quick flank from Real was awarded a dink, but unfortunately no kills. And LDLC, they might be reconsidering at this point. You know, they've got a kill. All the rotations are on the B side of the map. And number 6, the lurking Divvy, he looks like he's in a great spot to take out number 1 on the radar. A fight was about to go down there, but in fact, players dancing around each other's angles. And LDLC, that's exactly the decision they've made. They're going back. Razor in this forward spot. That was number 1 on the map I was talking about. Able to get one for himself. Jazz killing a Frere as well, while Razor has gone down in middle. Razan with a forward position towards long here, and this is the bomb carrier up long by himself. Information over to the rest of the Make Your Destiny boys now. They're going to be well aware of the potential of T's on the A bomb site. You know, Razan here on long has to make a stand, and in fact has gone down. Ooh, Jazz taking out the Orps in Brooksy now. 24 seconds left on the clock. Electus is in an awful position, but with utility, potentially will be able to get to the bomb site alive. Court facing the wrong way. A bit of spam damage being going down, and Jazz able to finish the kill. As I said, Make Your Destiny, it was time for them to get back into this game, and that's exactly what they've done. 4-4. Round number 9 now. And weaponry aplenty still for Team LDLC. They managed to stack up enough cash in the rounds that they won to keep the economy nice and proper headed into this one. Oh, and they've gone for a quad boost. A jump spotted player has been spotted out. Divvy, will he hit the flick? Quick flick onto Jazz. We never see... that boost never seems to fail to award a frag on a jump spotting player or a heaven player. It's so effective for any team just to pull it out once per map. And in fact, this round, so far so bad for Team Make Your Destiny. But Razmo gets one back in return. Huge, actually. He needs to keep this up. And Razan's forward position in connector is not expected by Electus. A real spanner in the works now. Make Your Destiny bouncing back into this game. Razmo is the lone defender in the B bomb site, though. And here comes the creep out from Divvy on the AWP. He spotted it out. And rotations are not going to be here fast enough. Number 2, come on, Razmo, yes, you've taken down one player. That is the bomb, and Shark hits the deck. And a tough situation for LDLC now. They don't want to overcommit just yet. They're not aware of where the other CT players are. And with the Molotov coming in, that's going to give them some notion as to where the rotations are coming from. They're still missing one player in their minds, the LDLC side. They haven't found the last man in CT. That Molotov's going to allow them to get towards the site safely, but oh, a shoulder spotted here. Razor on an angle that Frere is able to win. Razan, quick flick. Now 1 versus 1 onto a Frere, and he wins it out. Such close rounds so far in this game, honestly. And now a pause being called for LDLC. The money is finally on the back foot slightly. And Shark, he's got plenty of cash. A Frere too. But the remaining 3 players are in a bit of a sticky situation in this 10th round. And as the timeout comes to a close, Unshark buys up the AWP and throws it over to a teammate. So the calculations have been made by the team's in-game leader, or maybe in fact the team's coach. He's done the quick maths and decided that it is the right call to buy up here. They got a couple AKs and an AWP, so a fairly strong buy. Plenty of utility on a couple of players for the T side as well. Oh, a failed Molotov for Razan. That is not what you want to be seeing. But in fact, it doesn't look like it's going to cost them any map control because no T players leaning to that side of the map. They have gone for this quad boost once again. And Razan, oh, he's been tagged up through the wall on the flick. He jumped and spotted the man out. Looks like LDLC have done their research on the overpass. The quad boost being very effective against a jump spotting player trying to get short B information. And Make Your Destiny's B players so far, that has been the call. A run boost, oh, and it's failed drastically. Razor, though, only able to go 1-for-1 on the solo long hold. So, 4 versus 4 and a minute on the clock. You've got some, not great weaponry for the side of Make Your Destiny. They've got a FAMAS on Razmo. You've got a MP9 on Jazz. And speaking of Jazz, she's gone flying through a smoke. They've gone 2-for-1 on the trades, though, so advantage to LDLC. Number 5 on the radar, that's real. With a very, very quick flank. Brooksy on the orb, he's going to check this eventually, but I think Real might be in a position that they're not expecting, and in fact he is. Able to mow down 2. And Make Your Destiny, they've bounced straight back into the round once again. They're putting back these man disadvantages so successfully so far in this game. 1 versus 2 for Unshark. I believe this is the stand-in player, and the stand-in caught with the pants down. Round going to Make Your Destiny. They're really showing up where it mattered here on their CT side. And a half buy is now the port of call for Team LDLC. They had a bit of a sparse buy in the previous round. They had a MAC-10, they had a Deagle. So now they're on the Tech 9s, and it looks like with the weaponry that they've got bought up here, they've got themselves enough to go for some execute, maybe a bit of a fast play. And Connector, oh, a rush coming out up the top of Connector. Number 1 on the map's got to have a lot of work on his hands, but Real's taken a 1-on-1. They're winning their fights. 2-for-1 trades in favour of Make Your Destiny, but the A bomb site now in control of LDLC. This has just got spicy. We saw an advantage position for the Make Your Destiny boys before when trying to retake the B bomb site. Their A bomb site, excuse me. The retake did not work out. The trades were not there. They got multi-killed. So they need to collect themselves here. They've got plenty of utility. They don't need to rush themselves loads of time to make this retake work. They have information as to where these players are. Razmo has mowed them down as well. Make Your Destiny. One of you get on the diffuser. Don't pull a G2, lads. We don't want to be seeing that happening. But 7-4. And coming into the later stage, well, the mid to late stages of the first half, they have looked like they've regained control. It's the guns once again for the side of LDLC, but no AWP this time. And Shark has got himself a MAC-10. Even though he's got the cash to afford an AK, so I'm wondering what the thought process is. And I can understand why. They're going for an early monster lean, or a B lean. And Razor peeks into 3 players in the short tunnel. So much information gained, but they're losing the man advantage. And oh my god, Razan, he's taken the perfect timing on that, but I don't know if he's going to be able to go 1 more. And Razmo going down as well, leaving just Razan on 1 HP and a 1-on-3. He was in short before, but he's managed to relocate. And he will go down. So a fast round will yield Team LDLC their 5th. Now the MAC-10 has been held onto. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this decision from Unshark. Are they gonna go for a heavy early B lean again? And in fact they are. That's a Molotov towards short. This might be an execute from spawn that's been thrown here. Again, it looks like they've postured the exact same way that they did at the start of the previous round. A full eco for Make Your Destiny, and they're all stacked up towards the B bomb site. This could go very wrong for LDLC if they miss a couple of trades. In comes the executes, in comes the flashes. And so far, the trade's in favour of the CTs, but here arrives the cavalry. Brooksy, Electus going 2 kills apiece, able to shut down any potential of an eco win for Make Your Destiny. But 2 kills with the USPs there, that's not insignificant. Excuse me if you keep hearing some mic mute clicking, it's because I've got a bit of a cough at the moment, so I don't want to blow any of your ears off by coughing down the mic. Again, the quad boost, the 5-man boost, well, it's quad people stood on top of each other, but, you know, a 5th man is required to get the 4th man on top there. And it looks like Make Your Destiny have adjusted their CT side accordingly after being tagged and picked by this 4-man boost in prior rounds. Towards the tail end of this T half, we've seen heavy B-leans for the side of LDLC. And number 5, Real, is being held for. Divi's caught him off. Surely Make Your Destiny are going to be well aware that this is the B play now. They're trying a short B boost, in fact, the T side. And a failed Molotov is going to land right on top of the AWP's feet. The rotation down connector is going to be held for, and Razmo going down by to the boosted player. A seriously well-coordinated T round from LDLC. And it's all tied up going into the last round of the first half here on Overpass. If you've just joined us, this is Team LDLC's map pick. Make Your Destiny have chosen Inferno for map 2, and the decider, if we get there, will be Nuke. A desperate buy for the final round of the half here for Make Your Destiny. The cash reserves have run dry. And it's interesting how they choose to play on the A bomb site here, Make Your Destiny. They don't opt to group the 2 A players usually. They opt for them to hold one towards the middle, you know, towards the toilets and the banana area, and one towards long. The long player here, in fact, has taken some contact but fallen away before any shots come in his direction. And slow and methodical mid control taken by LDLC. I say that, but Divi's just flown out of connector. No care in hell about B short. And they've lost 2 players as a result. Jazz on the FAMAS, the only rifle in play for the CT side, has gone huge in this round so far. He's picked up an AWP for his troubles as well. Now, effective trades is all that is needed from the side of Make Your Destiny here to close this 15th round out. They'd be going into the second half with a 1-round lead. Now, the CT side of Overpass is said to be the favoured side. I would argue, excuse me, let me shut up, because Brooksy has managed to get the whole way through B, past everyone, and up behind the A site. And now this round has been completely flipped on its head. 3 versus 5 to 2 versus 3 now in favour of the T's. And with the low HP Jazz, Razmo's been caught off guard. Jazz now in a 1-on-3. Manages to get one, but will go down. So LDLC, they'll be the ones taking the round advantage going into the second half. Good start, I would say, for LDLC. This is their map pick, so they would expect to have the, you know, would expect it to be well thought out and well practiced. And in fact, that T side did look pretty well drilled, I have to say. They're very quick at getting those 4-5-man boosts up, and very good at hitting the shots as well. It yielded them 1 kill and 1 wall bang, which tagged, I think it was Razan, down to like 50 HP. And it forced a change in the playstyle, which they then tried to abuse, I think, with the ending the game towards those A hits. But maybe I am reading this completely wrong. I am just a silly British man who does talking. Brooksy takes the face off of Razor immediately, and a connector stack early for the CT side here. Real looks like he's walking straight into the Lion's Den. Oh, and Shark's taken a shot to the face, but able to get one of his own back. And immediate advantage in favour for, LDLC. They've got kits as well. Oh no, Divi going down. This is getting a little bit interesting now because... Oh, they're aware of the position of this third connector player as well. That if they can charge him down and trade out, well, it looks like that's what the plan is. Oh, very messy fights going down. You've got a close player in B short. Will they check Electus, I wonder? Looks like they won't be ready for him, and he hits an incredible shot on the jumping player and trades immediately onto Jazz. And a pistol round now going in LDLC's favour. They could run away with this game right here and now if they control the economy. Worrying for Make Your Destiny. They need to eco this round. They have no choice. So it's going to be 10-7 guaranteed. And they've all just decided to stand in a Molotov. Yep, chosen the easy way out. And I do not blame them at all. If you don't understand why they've done that, it's just because if they all die to the Molotov, then it reduces the spread of the money, right? All of the money for those deaths goes to one player for the CT side, rather than dishing it out here and there with kills all over the place, which will allow bits of utility to be traded around. And they just want to get onto the guns as fast as possible. They want to show LDLC what they're capable of, and they can't do that with 5 Glocks in hand. First gun round of the T side for Make Your Destiny, and they've lent towards mid Fountain early here. They want to take slow Fountain control, slow party control before applying pressure towards middle. LDLC have answered back with some pressure of their own though. They're walking together here, Monster. You've got Razmo, who's spotted both players in fact, but goes down. And Divi able to take down Razan as well. The double R's hitting the deck immediately in this first gun round. And now Make Your Destiny, they're in a tough spot. Brooksy, behind the bomb site, is able to get one for himself. Jazz with the first T kill in this round. But 1 HP now remaining for Jazz in a 1-on-4. Make that 1-on-3, but he will go down. First gun round did not go successfully for Make Your Destiny. And now, as I said, this can really run away from them. Money already looking good for Divi, looking good for a Frere and Electus as well. And on the other side, I wish I could say the same thing, but I can't. Just the Deagles. We've got a smoke and a flash on Jazz, but apart from that, it's all aim required here for Make Your Destiny this round. Awkward fight going down in connector there. Razan really should have died earlier than he did, but 2 players spotted is very crucial information. Jazz has heard the step and unloads the Deagle into the smoke. He's taken the head off of Unshark. 4 versus 4. This is no real advantage here until those 2 players hit the deck. Real trading one back. That's a gun picked up, and he's got armor as well. So, with all these CT stacked around the bomb, Jazz taking down Divi. This is going to be extremely difficult with these CT players set up in the positions that they're in. 1v1 now, and he's not expecting the last man to already have rotated to the bomb. Oh no. So close there. Honestly, a really solid effort for Make Your Destiny. They at least made it expensive for LDLC. And like I said, they were stacking up their money, but that round is going to refrain that from happening, even though Make Your Destiny lost it. All those players that had over 5k in the previous, now it's only Electus with 4.4. Full guns for Make Your Destiny. 12-7 in favour of the CT side. This needs to be a round for the T's. Early chip damage being dealt by Real. And Divi on the AWP here. He's going to go immediate. Whoa! Incredible spray transfer by Erasmo. That was a hell of a flick. And immediate advantage for Make Your Destiny for the first time in their T half. That is what we love to see. Rasmo and Razan, the double R's as I like to call them, they have taken this round by the horns. Brooksy had no choice but to look for some information, and well, he's found his death. So now just a Frere on the complete opposite side of the map. What can you really expect to get done? Absolutely niche. You just stick there and you hide in your corner and save your gun, my friend. That was a hell of a round. I am very surprised to see a flick spray transfer like that come out already. Marzon, this is a best of 3. So map 1 is LDLC's pick. This is map 1, Overpass. Map 2, pick of Make Your Destiny. That's Inferno. And if we get to a decider map, that will be Nuke. Crunch time now for the Make Your Destiny players. Coming into the mid stages of the second half, and the T side is a difficult side to get a lot of rounds on Overpass, especially if it's not your map pick. If they were to come back into this game and take it, that would be an extreme showing of dominance, especially going into their own map pick, map 2. But we're away from that now. And an early boost has been Molotoved off, so it's not going to contribute anything to this round for the CTs. They've been forced off. Good angle from Afrez is going to award him a kill. But still, I would argue, advantage T side with the lack of weaponry that we see on LDLC. It's important now that Make Your Destiny don't get flustered. They've lost an early man, but they are still well in control of this round. They need to make sure that every death gets traded. And they've dropped the player with the rifle. That's a Frere. A good flashbang being lined up by Razor is going to flash off number 7. He should go down momentarily, but a whiff spray, Jazz able to take him out in the end. Advantage regained, as I said. The remaining players for the CT side are on the upgraded pistols only. The only rifle kept was on the back of a Frere. The flanking Divi is caught out, leaving just Electus and Brooksy. They're over towards the B-bomb site holding hands. So they're going to execute onto the A-bomb site here and rotate down the connector. Both of these players have rotated up to A. They've seen the utility come in. They said, yep, we're in the right place. And in fact, no, boys, you are in the wrong place. So you get a little jog on. Maybe go make yourself a cup of tea. Use the bathrooms while you're there. Brooksy's hearing some steps here from Jazz. Jazz is going hunting. I don't know if this is really necessary, but he has got plenty of money in the back pocket. Electus has absolutely domed him, though. Razan's going to be well aware of this position, but he's getting flanked, in fact, by Brooksy on the CZ. No angle for Brooksy just yet, but now there is. Razan able to spin and deal with him. Electus has taken him down, so that's an AK handed over to the CT side. Round 22 now. Make Your Destiny have had a real resurgence in the mid stages of the second half, and they need to continue laying down the pain if they want to regain the lead. They're nading each other. They're laying down the pain on each other at the moment. Jazz has just launched a nade into the back of I don't know who it was, Real potentially actually. Divvy with a forward position, but nobody here for this at all. Brooksy's in a great spot, boosted here, and he's spotted out the remaining players on short. No, Jazz getting spammed through the wall. What a lineup by Brooksy. And now the remaining T's have no choice but to execute onto this bomb site. They've got 2 players both hiding back here. Oh, that second Molotov, I don't think that's going to even tick onto them here. The setup's so good for the CT side in this round, and it's definitely now going to yield them their 13th. Razor in a 1-on-3, he's been spotted out as well, so no need to peek if you are these CT players. Razor does get one, and another in return, but won't expect the second man at the barrels. As I said, the setup's so well laid out. Although the flicks were on point for Razor there. It is starting to get a little bit worrying for this overpass first map. If Make Your Destiny don't win this round, they will not have enough money to buy up a good amount of guns in the following. Therefore, I would say that this round decides the game here. Lose this, lose the game. Win this, and the comeback is still very much a potential. Or Razmo, he's holding for this, but the flashes are going to cause him to miss his shots. And Divvy in a perfect position to deal with the man attempting to trade. Oh no, oh no. The CT side, they don't even want to sit back and play passive with this man advantage. They want to continue to force the issue. And I've seen this meta evolve because most teams, as soon as they go a man down, will overextend in an effort to level the playing field. And in fact, I think that's been caught onto here by the CT side of LDLC. They're saying, no, in these rounds where we have the man advantage, we're not going to do the predictable thing and sit back. We're going to push the issue. There goes a flare flying through a smoke. Razor in a 1-on-3 now would be a hell of a clutch. He knows that there's a second man here, but won't be able to deal with him. The smoke obscuring the vision potentially. So 14-9 now for LDLC on their map pick. Coming into round number 24, the money, as I said, for TeamMYD, excuse me, not TGJ, is less than optimal. They do have enough to line up this triple nade stack, and it looks like a Frere was almost in the right position to take it to the face, but in fact he moves. Now position known, Real taken down, and surely this is all said and done for the side of Make Your Destiny. We're looking at dead bodies. I love it when it gets to this stage in the game. It just suddenly starts watching dead bodies. Continuous pressure being applied. They've been very suffocating on their CT side, LDLC. And I have to respect them for the game plan that they've brought into this map. With Razor going down now and a 2 versus 5. This is looking all said and done. I'm sure if you're Make Your Destiny, the players right now must be saying, come on guys, let's just get to map 2. It's our map pick, and we should have no problem dealing with it. As expected, Razin going down before any heroics get pulled off in a 1 versus 5 potentially, but here is the final round, I say, of this game. I may be wrong, but the money is, you know, dreadful for the side of Make Your Destiny. They've got no choice but to spend all of it and scrap together whatever buy they can. Again, early, mid, lean for Make Your Destiny. They've got 3 players here. They've got 1 playing very slowly at the back of connector, and 1, well, I said 3 towards middle, but 2 of them, well, all 3 of them have just died. The B player's dead as well. Everyone has just gone down immediately, one after another, leaving just Razan in a 1-on-5. He will hit the deck as well. So 16-9, map 1. LDLC, they will go up 1-0 in this series. We will be back as soon as possible with map 2 Inferno. That is the pick of Make Your Destiny. Don't go anywhere. Okay, ladies and gents, we'll be bouncing into map 2 as soon as we can. As you can see, we have got 4 players in the server so far. So, sorry, excuse me, 4 players for each team in the server. Maths is difficult. So, we shall be waiting 2-ish minutes before we get started into this second map. The map pick of the Make Your Destiny boys. And we want to see them go 1-1 in this series and take it to a nuke decider. We love exciting games here. We don't want any team to just, to just blow it out, because it's a boring game. It's a boring game. So, as these remaining players hop into the server, we will make a note of the fact that we have lost a player for LDLC, Unshark. He has dropped out, and Nietu has stepped in his place. I'm not sure which of those players was the stand-in and which is the main player. But anyway, that switch has happened between map 1 and 2. Now, with all 5 players in the server, we are just waiting on ready ups at this stage. So we will get this music off and the game screen on. Audio on as well. And it looks like Make Your Destiny have readied up, so just waiting on the LDLC fellas, and they have readied up as well. Knife round again, it seems. You knife round at the start of every map in this league, it seems. Personally, I'm more familiar with the style of whoever gets to pick the map, the other side gets to pick the side. But in fact, here at number 1, GG, that's not the case. Oh, in fact, nobody cares. They're just stabbing each other. Maybe I'm right. Maybe that's why, they're just... Ah, that makes sense. LDLC, so they picked last map, right? And they were stabbing each other in spawn as well. So that's why, right? They don't get to pick the side, so they just kill each other in spawn and let the other team get on with it. So, LDLC, they have picked the CT side. Make Your Destiny. On the T side of Inferno, this map has been switching and changing, but these days, it seems like the CTs are conceding a lot of brackets control earlier on in the rounds, and also the trading of utility on Banana is becoming more to do with damage inflicted than bodies dropped, I've seen. So the information gained off the back of that flashbang is that Real has tapped the player down from Apartments who's peeked out, but Electus has immediately traded Rasmo back. 4 versus 4 to kick off this pistol round. And Make Your Destiny, they're regrouping. They're regrouping over to this B Banana side of the map. And with the utility, the smoke and the flash on the back of Real and Razan, they are going to pop in here. 2 men to defend. A Frere and the man at the second Oranges box there. The second Oranges player has gone down. And control now in favour of Make Your Destiny. This is by no means a free bomb site, and they know it. In fact, they're going hunting for kills. Real and Razor working together to get 2. Now just Divi in a 1-on-2. And they're reconsidering this plant position. It's not the right call. In fact, Razor is aware of the potential of a peeking man. Thank God that he was. That could have gone very pear-shaped there if Razor had missed his initial shot. But in fact, he hits it. 3 kills for him in the round. 2 for Real and an assist. And LDLC are on the force by now. They have got the MP9, the Scout, and a few Deagles to work with. We know how dangerous these rounds are. And a run boost straight across middle here for the CT side. They're going to have a little look down at the T ramp. But there's nobody there to receive any shots for the time being. Oh, and a bold player from Brooksy. Quick flick onto Razan. And a Frere going down. He did take Jazz down before doing so, though. So advantage for Make Your Destiny, excuse me, for LDLC in terms of manpower, especially with Rasmo going down as well. 2 versus 4. We just talked about how dangerous these rounds are, and just like that, it's come crumbling down for the T side. Real has just taken a bit of damage from the Scout. Natu's going to finish him off. Now just Razor in a 1-on-4. And with a tag coming out through the wall, there is just no way in hell. He's going to get rid of the AK. And that is a very smart decision. You don't want to be handing over any AK-47s to the CTs early on in the game. He'll go down as expected. And yep, they aren't able to pick up that AK. So that is good news at least. 1-1. We're all tied up after 2. Yes, I can add. But I can't subtract. So don't quiz me on it. Deagles is the answer. And Deagles are the way. We saw it in the previous map. And we've seen it in the previous round, in fact. Oh, a missed opportunity there and a big nade being dropped. A lot of damage being dealt so far, though. And it's, well, I was about to say in favor of Make Your Destiny. But now with Real and Jazz going down to essentially 1 HP a pop. A bit of a sticky one now for the T side. Excuse me for 1 second. We will just do some adjustments. Utility thrown by the T side, but it's a fake. They're trying to force a rotation and it hasn't worked. Got a double long setup here. And number 5, I think, just playing behind the hay car, watching for any potential apps pop. And the way that Make Your Destiny are moving now would suggest that apps is going to be the play for them. Brooksy is getting impatient. He's going to have a little look, and Real, low HP and no head armor, will go down immediately. Rasmo as well, able to get significant damage off, but it's not a kill, and I'm afraid damage isn't going to cut it. Now just Jazz by himself with the MAC-10. So we will just adjust the voice quickly so it's a little bit more appropriate for you. And we will be getting on with this game. Now, so Make Your Destiny, they're on the eco here. Not a big round. We don't expect anything of them with the money that they've got. CT side Inferno. See, I would argue that CT side is the dominant side on the Inferno. I've been told that I'm wrong, that that's not the case these days. However, when I was a player, when I played the thousands of hours of Inferno like every CS player has done in their lifetime, I was always more keen on having a good CT side than a T side, because that's really where you're able to dominantly stack up rounds. But of course what that means for the T side is that you have to get as many rounds on the board as possible. Well, yes, I'm stating the obvious here. Glock's the answer for now for Team Make Your Destiny. And it looks like they're just going to use the start of this 4th round to really slow down the pace. Maybe they're having a little discussion about what's been going on so far. That would be a wise move. But no real damage being inflicted here to the CT side economy, and everyone goes down without a kill. So the money really already stacking up for LDLC. 10k for Brooksy, 7 for Divi, 6.8 for Natu. And with a couple more rounds won in a row, they are going to be in a seriously good position to buy up for the rest of the half. We're 5 rounds in here, 1/3 of the way through this first half of this second map. If you've just joined us, map 1 went in the favour of LDLC. It was their map pick after all on Inferno, of Overpass, excuse me. Now here on Inferno, this is the pick of Team Make Your Destiny. Team Make Your Destiny is TJG Esports. For some reason the old name is still there, and Natu spraying down 3. One of them was his teammate though. So it may look amazing, but it's not as good as it could have been. Could have gone 2 for 1 there instead. Well, could have gone 2 for 0 there, but instead have gone 2 for 1, excuse me. And the remaining T players, utility is dire, but luckily A lot of dropped utility here on Banana. That's going to allow them to execute this B bomb site and walk straight in. There's only one man here. The rest of the CTs are pressured up, set up towards short in some sort of triple short stack. Oh, Natu able to get some damage onto Razor through the smoke, but the B bomb site now under control of Make Your Destiny. That's a very bold plant position for Razor, considering he'd just taken a bit of spam damage. And Razmo in a tough spot. What on earth, Razmo? What on earth are you doing with your spray controls? I don't know if it was Razan or Razmo on Overpass who did the insane flick, but if that's both Razmo both times, that man is insane with his sprays. Now 1 versus 1 for Razor. The low HP Divvy is switched out to an AK, and the nade's going to land right at his feet. No, it missed, in fact. He's able to get the kill, and he's got time for the defuse. It's a very close one indeed, but absolutely under control. What a close round there. Razmo really made it doable with that flick onto the second man at Banana. However, the retake still successful for LDLC. They'll go up 4-1 here. And as I said, the economy... In fact, the economy, because of the fact that in the previous 4 players died on the side of LDLC, so they've had to rebuy up a lot of guns. It has put a bit of a dent in their money. However, with 5k apiece for 4 players, they're still going to be okay if they lose 2 rounds in a row after this one. And the Deagles are the call for the Make Your Destiny players. Real has got ahead of everywhere they were expecting and put Natu on 1 HP. Two players at the back of this B bomb site. There's a potential for them to boost one another up here, but in fact they've lined up some retake utility. Razan's been forced out, and Razor facing the wrong way when a Frez flashed. He spotted out the man at the pillar, but isn't able to get any damage off until the 3rd bullet connecting onto Natu. And a Frere now able to get one, but the bomb site going into the hands of Make Your Destiny 4 now. They've picked up a MAC-10. Oh, with Razmo going down, just the MAC-10 of Jazz. Able to get the kill onto the AWPer and pick up the AWP, so definitely a potential for Jazz in this round, but he's been dinked through a wall. The pre-fire from Electus, so successful. And he gets the job done in the end. The nade would have finished it as well. Win. 5-1 now. A bad start for the side of Make Your Destiny to their T side. However, there is still a chance to come back into this half and actually come out winning the rounds, you know, 8-7 potentially. 10-5, they won 9 in a row. But this is a round that you really need to see them pick up if they want to have a chance and bounce back. If they lose this one, I keep saying it and I'll say it again, the CT economy, if you let the CT side get in control on Inferno, then they will never, ever be on the back foot. Good nade. That's going to land straight on the feet of Divvy. It's only taken 22 HP off him, though, so maybe not as good as I was expecting. But initial banana control going the way of Make Your Destiny. It's been conceded by LDLC. They've applied some slight pressure, holding, you know, lines with that AWP. The triple setup towards short, though. I hope the Make Your Destiny opt to go for flashes here, and indeed that is the case. 2 flashes out, but Electus able to get 2 for 0 trades. Brooksy one of his own as well, and the mid play has not worked whatsoever. I think that in fact a player ate a team flash on the side of Make Your Destiny, and that has led to the entire stack being able to mow the players down as they come out of that mid choke point. Divvy hits a quick flick onto Jazz as he tries to jump across the CT angle, leaving just Razmo in a 1-on-4. Hardly any damage inflicted by Make Your Destiny in this round. And that is a worrying statement at this point in the first half. It's going to be LDLC going up 6-1, and the money. I think it's going to be okay going into the next round. The T side may be able to get a buy, especially if Razmo is able to get the bomb down. But in fact, he will not even get close to the site itself. Natu shuts him down as he tries to cross arch there, leaving, as I said, LDLC going up 6-1. Money's good enough to get a buy if you'll make your destiny here. And in fact, they've called attack. It's the right call. The in-game leader and the coach may be having a bit of a discussion at this stage. They're saying, okay, if we force up into this one, Jazz can get an AWP out. He can throw it over to Razor, I believe, is the main AWPer of this team. Razor can throw an AK over to Jazz. And then the remaining players can buy up for themselves. And I think that's the correct call here. You don't want to be half buying on a round like this where you can really have a good crack at it. It'd be interesting to see if Jazz picks up the AWP or just goes for a 5 AK setup for the Make Your Destiny players. Yep, and indeed that is the case. Inferno T side, not a great side for an AWPer, to say the least. Standard banana pressure being applied by Make Your Destiny early on, and a bit of nade damage being chipped out. Here's Natu with a nade of his own though. Huge damage inflicted. That's about 110 damage with one nade. But the trades, they're so well positioned to deal with the trades on the side of Make Your Destiny. But no, Brooksy's gone flying through the CT smoke and taken down 3. Control is still in favor of Make Your Destiny though, as Razmo on the Lurky will take down Electus on rotation. So now Divi has evened the odds. Real is well aware of the position of this final player now, and a 1 versus 1. You have to favor the T in this situation, however, with utility on the back of Divi and a strong start to this map, this could go either way. It all comes down to this gunfire, and Real's going to lose his head immediately to Divi. What a shot there, and a good read on the positioning. Brooksy, the hero of the round, sprays down 3 as he peeks through that CT smoke. He heard the players charging into the bomb site, and he used that sound cue as the, a cue for him to just come flying out and spray them all down. He knows they're not going to be accurate while running, so catches them off guard, pants down. And the 8th round going to LDLC. Come on, Make Your Destiny. You've got the guns out. You've got a really good chance here to bounce back into this game. All you need is 1 round for the confidence to swing back in, and you'll be all good. The double long setup again for the side of LDLC. And this banana retake utility, I'm seeing it time and time again by many teams these days. Double setup towards that, double setup towards long. And I suppose the retake utility thrown out by number 4 on the radar was all just to show presence. It's a fake to attempt to slow the Make Your Destiny boys down. But in fact, they are thinking this bomb site's open for grabs, and they'd be right. Potential for a bomb plant and now a retake situation for the CTs. They have the man advantage, and this boost is not being held for. Brooksy able to get 2 quick kills, and Razor trading back, but leaving just Razin in the back of the site by himself. He's now been spotted as well by Divi. No chance in hell. Able to take one before he goes down, but these rounds, it just seems like LDLC are ready for everything. Their retakes are on point. Their their early round utility is dealing a lot of damage, especially towards that B side of the map. They have come out very strong today in this second map. And already being 1-0 up in the series, potentially Make Your Destiny a little bit disheartened by how things went on Overpass. That smoke there by Brooksy is a cheeky mid smoke, which you can kind of sneak through the side of and peek into second mid. You can also sneak through the side of it and peek into Mexico through the right side if you are bold enough. That one's a little bit more difficult to do. But I'm seeing that smoke being thrown a lot now. It's a bit of a meta developing, and it's making the T's feel a lot more pressured towards second mid. It means that they're not allowed to walk up there for free without spending flashes, without spending Molotovs. Again, top car retake utility from these 2B players, and they've got everything they were looking for. The Response is mid-control and a fast pop out. The AWP spotted. Real, he's decided to take all the long control, and it's the perfect call for him. He has got so much space. I don't even know if he's aware of how much space he's got here. All three Banana players opting to just charge down. Two have gone down, and Razor, he's going to think this is completely clear. Brooksy is spotted out, though. At least Razor checks his corners, but with Brooksy getting two, that spawn dropped. Real's position now coming into play, and Razmo able to take down Brooksy. So 3 versus 1, and it looks like Make Your Destiny, they're poised to take a second round. Definitely potential for a clutch there, but Razan will take Electus out, and Make Your Destiny now is your chance to bounce back into this half. As I said, all you need is one to bounce back and feel better about the situation. The morale goes up a little bit. Everyone starts getting a little bit happier. Three players towards this Banana side of the map again for the CT side, and they're going for a fast take. Bites going down, and Real able to line 2 up in return. He has to be aware of the third man because of the flash that's gone off in the kill feed. They know that a Frere is here also. So no need to force the issue. You have the man advantage, and with Electus jumping down and being caught out by Razmo, this has to be a Make Your Destiny round. The one thing that you want to avoid in this situation is the AWP. You don't all want to go walking into a sniper scope one by one, so they've made the read that the B bomb site is the correct place to go, and in fact they've spotted out the lone defender. A Frere's able to get 1, 2 for a Frere. Now the round gets even more interesting. Divvy flying through a smoke. He's with a flash to help him out. That wasn't just by himself. Now Razmo. No, not again. LDLC just feel like they're able to claw their way back into these rounds every time. Divvy going down and 38 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for Razmo to try and work this one out. He knows the Frere was B, so he's going to be well aware of the positioning, but the timing could not be any worse for him. He turns away from the coffins just as the Frere peaks. 9-2, and another timeout called by Make Your Destiny. They must be getting frustrated now. They need some wise words from their coach. They need to calm down to regain. And think about this logically. Where are they losing the majority of their fights? Having watched it so far on this map, it seems like the mid to late round is the real problem for them here. They're able to get the map control normally that they're looking for. They get that top car control. They were able to trade out effectively and get the bomb down on numerous occasions. In fact, there's been 4 bomb plants this round. 4 retakes successful for LDLC. A half by now. Being called by the IGL of Make Your Destiny. Oh, and a little boost towards the wood on Banana. The rifle of Real stood on top of his teammate's head. But no one's going to walk into his angles for the time being. Slow start to this 12th round, and it's because LDLC are well aware of the low economy for Make Your Destiny. They know that they don't want to overextend themselves. They've got this forward position in apartments, which so far in the half they haven't even pressured. And that's going to allow them to hear the number 7 player rotating away. You've got number 9 still lurking towards middle, but in comes the B hit. 3 players are here, and they're so ready for it on the side of LDLC. Natu getting 2, Divvy on the AWP able to take out 1. And the remaining players for Make Your Destiny are lost on the other side of the map. They are scratching their heads. This was only a half investment this round, so they can't have been expecting too much from it. However, they would have been expecting a couple kills at least. And they haven't even managed that so far. LDLC have been disciplined on their CT side. They have made very little mistakes. And it just seems like in this matchup, they have got the deeper map pool potentially. Oh, Team Link's coming out, but it won't matter. 10-2 now. LDLC running away with the CT side here. If you know, Make Your Destiny don't bounce back and get at least 2 rounds, they need 3 ideally to close out this half, then you need a pistol and you need plenty of early CT rounds. If you don't get an amazing start when the sides switch, then this game is going to be all said and done before we know it. They've gone back to the 3A setup, and this boost on the top of Banana, oh my lord, Jazz not expecting that quick one. A lot of chip damage going down onto Divi, and they flashed into apartments. Great flash onto Electus. They're going to want to explode off of this. They have the trades into the bomb site, and in fact, they have the A bomb site, but the bomb, oh my lord, is running side by side with a CT player here, but Razor manages to take him down. That determines this round, that kill. If a Freya had won that one, there's a chance that LDLC could have got back into the round, but in fact it will be Make Your Destiny taking their 3rd, and a potential now of a 10-5 half would not be the worst outcome for Make Your Destiny. Round number 14, the penultimate round in this half. And a weird buy coming up for the CT side at this stage. You've got a P250 on Natu, you've got, well, it doesn't matter because immediately they're taking kills in their favour. This P250 has got 2 for 0 and an AWP picked up. Double AWPs now for the CT side, and this round was a complete non-starter, it seems. Make Your Destiny have not been prepared for the banana aggression when it's come their way. Whenever LDLC have sat back and given it to them, they've taken it without any trouble whatsoever. But when the fight has been taken forward by the CT side, it's going to be a tough ask now. You need this 4th round if you'll Make Your Destiny. The money's good enough to get a buyout, but Real is on a pretty crap gun for round 15, that's for sure. You don't want a Mac 10 when you've got AWPs in play. You've got AKs in play. 3 AKs in play, may I say, for the CT side right now. Which means that they've been picking them up and they haven't been dying. Jazz quick towards the top of Banana. He's extinguished the Molotov, but no flash to get him in. He's definitely heard that jump though. And the spam's going to work out, but traded it back immediately by a Freya. Razin takes down Brooksy elsewhere. That was an aggressive peek from apartments. Advantage to Make Your Destiny. They have a decision to make, A or B. The all-important question in Counter-Strike. And it looks like A is the call. Divi is going to wait for a bit of Molotov tick, and it's awarded him a kill. All players from LDLC are rotated onto this A bomb site. This looks like it's going to be a very easy hold for them. They do get the initial kill. Trades are going in favour of Make Your Destiny though, leaving just Divi in a 1-on-2. He's shown his hand as well. Location known. Utility dropped. He needs to isolate these fights, and with Razin getting a forward position, it looks like that's not going to be possible. 11-4 on LDLC's CT side. This was the map pick of Make Your Destiny, guys. With 1-0 already in favour of LDLC, this is going to be an extremely difficult comeback. You're 1-0 down, you're 11-4 down at the half. You're going to be very annoyed with how the previous half's gone, how the previous game's gone. You've got to be able to bounce back mentally from that right now. And again, 5 Kevlar, no kits. Running it straight down mid, and the response, I think Afrair's going to get caught with his pants down immediately. He will indeed, but the bomb has got past, and the B bomb... What? Natu, Vac, what the hell was that? He just flicked immediately onto Razor's head in the smoke there. And they've managed to chase down this one man that is... It's not really an important kill at this point in the round. Yes, you've dealt with the lurk, but with the bomb going down and no kit in play for the CT side, a retake situation is going to be tough, tough, tough indeed. Real's picked up a flash here, or maybe that was purchased by him, so at least they've got that. And quick kills going all in favour of Make Your Destiny. Razmo, Real, Jazz, everyone chiming in together there. And in fact, it was almost Team Ace. Razor the only one not getting a kill. Well, he got shot in the face while he was inside a smoke. What more could he have asked for, really? So now this is exactly what you wanted for Make Your Destiny. They have got their pistol round on the favoured side of their map pick. Everything looking up for them. And a timeout being called is just going to allow them to, you know, breathe and talk succinctly and carefully about how they want to approach this first real... Well, this isn't a first real gun round. This is a first scrappy gun round. Because of the fact that LDLC were able to get that bomb down, they've got a couple Galils and Mac-10s out. They've got an investment. Not a great one, though. The kind of buy that you see when teams want to play fast. Oh. And a tech pause potentially coming in now. Cancel that. Razmo has called .tech, but there's been no response from the server. So I guess we are live here. They've got 4 M4s, they've got an MP9, so the buy is pretty strong for Make Your Destiny. Real's already made his way the whole way down mid, and Razor with a lot of damage there onto Electus and a lot of information gained. Big kill there from Jazz and damage dealt. We've got 2 low HP Ts here remaining. Razor in a great spot to deal with them as well. Will he expect the second man? He knows, of course, that the second man is there. Excuse me, I just hiccuped. But Natu able to catch out Real. They need to deal with Natu if they want to get back into this round. And indeed they have. That's bomb dropped. Number 6 now pushing the issue from the long hauls. Divi is ready for it, but he's lost so much health in the process. Yeah, good call from Razor to push ahead of that Molotov here and force the issue. Otherwise, the bomb would have been picked up and back in the hands of the T. Now just leaving a Frere by himself on that Mac-10. Not an unwinnable round, but with Razor in this position, oh, and the timing could not have been worse for a Frere there. Razor falls down just as he peeks out. (11-6), and here starts the comeback for Make Your Destiny. Let's remember, this is their map pick. They were confident enough to say, yep, we want Inferno. And I really hope that their hard work and preparation for this map is going to shine through over LDLC here. But in fact, as soon as I start saying things that are positive, 2 bodies hit the deck. Complete control of Long handed over. I say that, he's gone down. But A is very vulnerable right now. 1 lone player on the bomb site and Razan here towards Long. Good peek onto Natu. That's the rifle player. And now this round is back in control of Make Your Destiny. It was looking very scary there for a moment. But it's all going to be all right, ladies and gents. Calm down. It's not running away just yet. Yeah, and bomb getting dropped by Razan there. That's round done and dusted. 1 versus 3. Divi facing the wrong way. Thought maybe there was a pit player, but in fact there was not. 4K for Razan there. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. LDLC, all players putting in work across the board. And on the other side of Make Your Destiny, we've got some shining through here in Razor. He's shining above the rest of the squad. We've got 3 players on 11 frags. And Jazz, poor Jazz, having a rough game down the bottom there on Inferno so far, but that's not to say that he will end that way. Can always pull it back. That is a deep smoke full banana, that line up there, and they're going to line up some flashes. They're trying to sell the idea to the T side that they want to take banana control, but in fact the double nades landing at the feet of a Frere has done a huge chunk, and the CTs have dealt significant early damage in this game. In this round, should I say, not this game. So they've got top car control, and with that flash into apartments, they're aware that no player's leaning towards A. It may be time for number 8 on the radar to start creeping back over. Razan's taking contact as the banana lean comes in, and the mid player has gone down in Jazz. Huge 3k from Real there, mows down 3, and that was absolutely necessary as the lone B player at that point. You've got to keep your squad in it, and Real has got 4. Huge round from Real. If it wasn't for the fact that he's got 3 there on that mow down, then that round could have gone LDLC's way. Or would have gone LDLC's way, I think. Huge round from Real. His teammates are going to be very, very pleased with him after that one. It's X-Real, not Real, my man. I know, but like, do I pronounce it as X-Real? Do I call him X-Real? Or is the X just like a silent X? You know? Do you know? If you do know, let me know. It's X-Real. Okay. I'll take your word for it. So X-Real on the AK. And the rest of the boys, well, 1-for-1 trades towards middle. Razor with the AWP, able to take one out before going down, but that's AWP dropped. And that smoke on top of the mid Molotov is going to hold on to brackets for the time being. A lot of early pressure towards A. And they popped straight through that mid smoke. Disrespect by the bomb carrier and Electus, and that's the bomb dropped. Rotation for the CTs need to come into this side of the map right now, or this round is going to run away from them. They're in control for the time being, and with Jazz and Razmo working together to go 1-for-1 each, well, 1 kill each, Divi now by himself. A 1-on-3 and no bomb on his back. 1 minute to work with and a kill in his favor, but Razmo immediately trades back. The comeback is coming. I can feel it. They started down 11-4. They have got 5 straight rounds so far on their CT side. Make your destiny. The Tech-9s and the Deagle is the answer in this 21st round for the T side. They've got their players stacked up towards the bottom of Banana early. And the Molotov and nades land directly at their feet. So much damage being dealt. Razum's going to burn down a Frere immediately. And with another nade lined up, it's going to hit them directly in the face. So much utility damage this round from Make Your Destiny. And a dominant shutdown of that half-buy eco round, whatever you want to call it. Force buy, half-buy. So now the guns come back out, and this is the swing round potentially here. We've got loads of money for the side of Make Your Destiny. They've had 6 on a trot in a row now. 8 grand on the back of X-Real. You've got 4.5k on Jazz. Razor's over 4k. Razan over 4k. So these are all going to be able to buy up in the following round, even if they lose this one. But that's not what they want to do, and it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. With Razor taking down Divi immediately, the Battle of the Orphans coming out in favor of Make Your Destiny. But trades are plenty. X-Real going 1-for-1 will die out, and now Jazz in a perfect position to mow down these players. They've come running out and crossed each other's lines, leaving just a Frere on 8 HP. You've got a lone player still on A in Jazz, so if a Frere hits a quick, clean headshot, a bomb plant will be on the cards, but Jazz able to give him a quick haircut there. And 11-11, we are all tied up, folks. And what a comeback it's been so far on this CT side. Make your destiny. They were 11-4 down going into the second half. They've got 7 straight rounds now. This is exactly what we wanted to see. A potential nuke on the cards now. The morale is going to be coming all the way back. All the players on Make Your Destiny will now be feeling that they can win this game. Timeout called for LDLC. Again, the money is unfavourable for them. They've got to buy up with potentially some deagles, some upgraded pistols and some utility. But in fact, this is a tech pause now being called by the side of LDLC. The cursed tech pause. We hate to see it. But I'm just so proud to see Make Your Destiny bounce all the way back. It was looking kind of dire for a while when we were seeing how dominant LDLC looked on their CT side. For a minute, I wouldn't blame you if you thought it was all said and done. But it's clear Make Your Destiny have so much confidence in their CT side. This is their map pick after all. If you've just joined us, LDLC are 1-0 up. They won their map pick of Overpass. This is now Inferno, map pick of Make Your Destiny. And 2 minutes left until this tech pause runs out. I hope we don't have to use them all. Oh, and in fact, the ready check being asked at this stage. I think we will be getting going any second. Yep, freeze time has been cancelled, and we will be up and running again in 10 seconds, people. 11-11. This is where everything starts getting a bit tense. Another half buy coming in for LDLC. We know that people are always capable of converting rounds like these with quick deagle headshots, quick Tech 9 flicks. And a passive stance by the T's towards the bottom of Banana this time round. Oh, the Molotov burning on Natu. That's been bounced off of the skybox. I always love to see those kind of utility being thrown. And a quick burst out middle here. Long control is up for grabs, but Razan wants to put a stop to that right now. He's going to get smoked off, but he's opting to run straight through it. It's the right call. We sprayed down 2. 3 for Razan in the round so far. And again, the force buy rounds, the half buy rounds are not yielding anything for LDLC. 4K for Razan. Well done, my man. Now, for the first time on the T side, we will see Divi on his AWP. That is a worrying sight, ladies and gentlemen. He was dominant on the CT side. Of course, Inferno, not the easiest map to play if you're an AWPer on the T side. However, we always, AWPs are so important to the way Counter-Strike is played, especially in this day and age. It just frees up so many lines, so many decisions that you can make when you've got an AWP in play compared to when you've just got rifles. So it'll be interesting to see how the playstyle changes. The AWP's actually sneaking up in apartments, and with a flash lined up and a double setup for the CTs. Oh my lord, Make Your Destiny. They are well in control now. The remaining players of the T side leaning towards Banana at the moment, but come on, guys. You've got no real utility. You've got a couple of flashes and 1 smoke. And the double setup at the new box here. They're going to boost Razan up. In a great spot. He goes 1 for 1. But in fact, X-Real not able to get one of his own. Razor with the P250 trades through that gap in the CT smoke. Whoever threw that, you are getting your pay cut, my friend. 1 on 3 for Brooksy here. And forward position from Razor is not expected. The AWP swipes his head clean off. And 13-11. This has now been 9 straight rounds for Make Your Destiny. They're getting comfortable now, I bet. Look at the money for them. They've got over 10k on Razmo, over 12k on Jazz. And the remaining players, you've got 6k, and Razor, the AWP player, he's got 3.7. But for the rest of this game, Make Your Destiny are going to be able to buy up. There is no question about it. There's only 6 rounds remaining, including this one. And again, a half by for LDLC. They're trying it time and time again. And Molotov is going to push Divi out, but Jazz don't want to force the issue too much. And in fact, he is able to get the 2-4-0 trades. The rest of the force of the T-side about to try and hop out apps. Razmo goes 1-for-1, and Jazz able to trade back 4 kills for Jazz in the round. And we were talking about Jazz at the start. We needed Jazz in this game. And since we've spoken about him, he's got 9 kills. I think he was 8 to 18 at one point. He's gone since then 9 to 2. LDLC are going to be getting very frustrated now. So far, they haven't netted a single round on their T side. But Jazz, some aggression early towards second mid has not yielded him anything. X-Real able to trade one back and hop back through that deep smoke that I was talking about earlier. Razor's holding the line for him to fall back safely as well. So Natu goes down. And Make Your Destiny CT side is a thing to behold, ladies and gentlemen. They have been so strong since swapping over. We thought LDLC CT side was strong. Well, Make Your Destiny, they're poised to go for 11 straight rounds if they win this one. However, long control's been conceded by the rotator in Razor, and Razan's well aware of that potential. He's on an island here by himself in the pit. And a Molotov on Brooksy. Well, Molotov not necessary. Brooksy takes out Razmo, and Razor misses his shot. The round's been flipped on his head, but Razan, excuse me, still alive in the pit. Brooksy was killing flanking players, I believe. He's able to get a lot of damage done and a kill as well. So this Molotov is going to force a Frere out. Already made it across to the mini pit. X-Real has to be prepared for this angle, but it's a difficult one. Low bullets for the man in the pit. He's got to get this kill, and a real game of whack-a-mole there in the end. But X-Real able to take him out. And oh my lord. That is 11, not 11 straight rounds for Make Your Destiny. Again, they're not called TGJ Esports. We need to get that changed. Whoever set that up did it before we picked up this team. (15-11), and what a comeback story it has been for Make Your Destiny. Now I'm even saying TGJ. This UI is confusing me. For Make Your Destiny, excuse me, they have had a hell of a series so far. You know, they went up originally on the first map. They were in the lead to begin with, and then they ended up coming back and losing it. That was, after all, not their map pick. Now, at the start of this 27th round, Banana in control of the CTs. However, Bodies no longer in control of the CTs. Razan able to trade one back, but will go down. B bomb site now completely open and free for the taking for LDLC. This is going to be the first round that they've managed to put on the board. Unless Razmo can come through with some absolute heroics. It looks like he is going to have a go of it. Plenty of money in the reserves. And another new subscriber, Azerm Engine. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the stream. I hope you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. And I certainly have, because Make Your Destiny have bounced all the way back into this game. Razmo's going to make it expensive for the players trying to exit as well, so they're going to have to rebuy. Look at the money for them. They've won the round on the T side, but look at their cash. They've got 3.6k, 3.8, 3.8. This is hardly even enough to get AKs out, and it's certainly not enough to get good utility out. You've got a Mac 10 for a Frere. You've got full utility on Natu, so he's going to have to opt for the Mac 10 as well. And Electus on the Galil. The weaponry is not good. And on the other side of Make Your Destiny, they've got absolutely everything that they could ever ask for. They've got an AWP, and all of them have got 4 grenades in their back pocket. So, from the get-go here, I would predict a Make Your Destiny dub on this round. Oh, a deep nade coming in. X-Real. It's not done that much damage, but the second nade will chip away. So we've got a few players here in the 1 HP range if you get a headshot with that M4 silenced. And the flash being lined up, if they time this perfectly, there's going to be an absolute bloodbath. The flash is late, though. Razen's in a forward position and Mo's down 3. Does go down with to Electus, though. And the rotation's now coming in. B bomb site has been conceded by Make Your Destiny for the time being. The retake certainly on the cards at this stage. It's going to have to be an incredible performance for the remaining players, and with Divi going down, the low HP Electus on the Mac 10. Surely not, and indeed it won't happen. Make Your Destiny, they bounce all the way back. They go down 11-4 on their T side, and they come all the way back to win the map 16-12. They only dropped 1 round on their CT side. On their map pick, you know, they're able to go up 1-1 now in the series. We've got Nuke as a decider next. I will be back in 2 minutes when everything is ready and loaded up. Go and get yourself a drink. Don't go out too far, though, because we'll be back before you know it. And we are back, ladies and gents. We will be hopping into map 3 of this series as soon as we can. What a map 2 that was. If you're a Make Your Destiny fan, like a hell of a comeback there. You've gone down 11-4 on your T side, on your map pick as well, on when you're already down 1-0 in the series, and you've got the mental fortitude to come all the way back. I would be very, very proud if I was a coach or a manager of this team, Make Your Destiny, right now. And we've got 5 players for both teams in the server. We're just waiting on the T coach for the side of LDLC. And we will be having this decider map underway before we know it. Let's hop into game. I hope you got yourself something to drink, something to eat during the break. I tell you what, I am very, very invested in this series now. The fact that this has come all the way back for the side of Make Your Destiny, they've basically been on breaking point of losing the entire series 2-0, and they've bounced all the way back, as I said. From 11-4, they got 12 or I think 11 straight rounds before losing one back and then closing the map out with no problems whatsoever. We saw a hell of a resurgence from Jazz on the CT side for Make Your Destiny. On the T side, he was like double negative going into halftime. He was like 8-18, something stupid like that. But then he's managed to pull it all the way back, and I think in fact he finished somewhere around 20-20. That is seriously impressive. That means he's gone 12-2 on the CT side. But all players in the server now, we're just waiting for some ready ups. So hopefully it will not be too much longer. Looks like players from either side just having a little chit-chat in the all chat right now. I am not a great French reader myself, but if you have any idea what they're talking about, then I suppose you can interpret that for yourself. I guess they just want to give themselves enough time for a quick break, run to the toilet, grab themselves a drink between the second and third map. At this point, they have been playing for about 2 hours, an hour and 40. Yeah, well, they've been playing for 2 hours now, in fact. Yeah, so maybe a little bit of tiredness beginning to creep in for either side, you know, of these teams. Definitely going to be an interesting third map here on Nuke. We've got a knife round here for the decider. This time we won't see anyone stabbing each other because, in fact, this is nobody's map pick. Whoever begins on the CT side, that is what is decided by this fight. And as LDLC come charging in, they've taken the initial trade and it looks like they're going to be able to close it out. And in fact, no, Razmo with a 3k on the knife round, pulls it back for his side, and now Make Your Destiny, they get to start on the favoured side on this third map. Everything looking up for them since they've switched into their CT side of Inferno. It's had a real turnaround this game, and I'm so excited to see how we end up here after 3 maps. If you've just joined us, we had Overpass map 1. That went 16-9 in favour of LDLC on their map pick. Then we had Inferno, 16-12 in favour of Make Your Destiny. And now we have Nuke to decide the whole thing. A fly out the hut, and Razmo's catching players all with their backs turned. They're all trying to deal with the same player on top of the hut in Razin. And in fact, they haven't even managed to kill him. Divi now in a 1-on-3, probably thinking, what on earth has just gone on with my team? That round has not worked out at all, and they're going to have to definitely discuss it in the post-game. X-Real closing it out. 3k for Erasmo, as I said, and a great start for Make Your Destiny. LDLC, they weren't able to get the bomb down, but in fact, they do not care. They're going to force up anyway. This is a deep garage smoke, and in fact, he's throwing 2 smokes there by himself to allow a bit of a fake cross and pressure outside. However, the side of Make Your Destiny, they're non-believers. The ramp rush coming in, and Jazz able to spray down 2 with his MP9. Razor in support, and Jazz lining up the last remaining players. Takes down 3 in the round, and X-Real able to close it out once again. 2-0 start for Make Your Destiny. And LDLC, they've got no choice but to save now. Make Your Destiny 3-0 start on the CT side now. As we all know, Nuke is a very CT-sided map. However, it's all been getting a little bit more T-sided over the years since the beginning in 2014-2015, where it would be very normal to see 12-3 CT halves, 11-4 CT halves. Nowadays, you see a lot less of that. You see 10-5s, you see 9-6s, but anything less than 9 rounds on the CT side of Nuke, and you're going to be a little bit worried about your T side, unless you are an extremely dominant team. Jazz another 3k there, Razor with 2, Eco Cobras picking up the easy frags in that round, and we will now be seeing the first gun round come in here. So, early outside smokes being thrown, deep smokes though, not the close ones that everybody knows these days, not the ones across red, but it doesn't matter, Real's in front of them all, he's dropped the bomb straight away, Razor chiming in, Real with another one, X-Real, excuse me, I've been corrected on that, but now, after all, the dust settles outside, we've got a 2 versus 2. Bomb is dropped, and the remaining CT players are spread out, so although the situation for either side doesn't look particularly good right now, with the placement of Razan in lobby, he's pretty certain for the time being that, there's no need to rotate down to B, because if they'd gone down to B, it would have been from secret. You've got number 4 in main, able to drop down the vents instantaneously if he hears anything. So no need to rush. Stay close together here and play trades. We've got Brooksy on low HP, but on an AWP, not always a factor that comes into play. He's going to check the corner, definitely here for this player in main, and in fact he spotted him out and able to deal with him. Now Razan's in a position to deal with this. He will kill Brooksy on the cross, I imagine, but in fact they opt to drop straight down the vents. Razan in a great spot to get this quick flank, but he's been caught by the Molotov and pushed straight through it. He's going to take the fight, and Unshark able to take him out. Hey. Nobody gets to make fun of me for my pronunciation on French names, okay? Hey, I'm Perp. Can I hear you pronounce discombobulation? No, I bet I can't. Shut your mouth. I'm joking. Believe me, I'm joking. Now, 3-1. The money now is a pretty good state for both sides, but NATO immediately going down. NATO, as I said, I am not French. Slowed down now towards the mid stages of this round, and Real takes the perfect timing on the peak. That's Divi going down through the wall. 5 versus 3 in favor of Make Your Destiny going into this 5th round. Brooksy, he again picking up the AWP. In fact, nope, the side's better of it. The CT's from this position. Oh, we've got an invisible AWP there for Razor. Afrair's got all the way behind him, though. I'm not sure where that was from. It must have been from outside. Completely bamboozled him. Stabbed him in the back. X-Real behind the site here. He's got to make a stand, but he's got support from Jazz, and support from Jazz is all that is needed. They've traded out efficiently there, down, and they've rotated early down to that lower bomb site, and it's worked out in their favor. Tech 9s and P250s the solution for LDLC in this round. They've got a lot of utility going into the inner bomb site, but it doesn't look like they're going to play off of it immediately. They're going to go for a second staged execute. And now in comes the utility. Razin and Razmo, they both get one. Razor with a quick rotation through heaven is well able to mow down the remaining players in the bomb site, leaving just a Frere. He hits the deck as well. And so far, so good for Make Your Destiny. They're feeling confident now. They've pulled the comeback. LDLC are tilted with the fact that they have lost that map 2. They wanted the easy 2-0, but Make Your Destiny, they did not lie down. They did not let them take it from them. Again, this early Molotov always being dumped towards the outside of the heart. That allows a little creep down through the vent if the door player decides to go for it, but in fact it's outside. The LDLC have contested, and LDLC have lost that contest. They've gone a man down again, and it's been the story of this CT side so far. We saw in the previous gun round, excuse me, that Razor was able to get a nice peek through garage. That Molotov landing now will stop the rush on ramp from coming in too quickly. And information gained by that ramp player as well. A couple of steps and some flashes thrown. Now, Razin in a position which can easily be mollied. We've got one on the back of Frere, and Brooksy's going to molly it just as I said. Will he go 1-for-1 on the doorway? In fact, he has gone 1-for-1 and dying to the Molotov. Advantage still in the hands of the CT side, especially now with Razmo dropping unshark, leaving just now Divi in a 1-on-4. He takes down the first man in Jazz, and a pre-fire into heaven won't connect. Always a chance for a clutch play in these games. Divi able to get towards the bomb, and Razmo will deal with him. 3k for Razmo on the A-site defense. Really impressed with the CT side so far for Make Your Destiny. They're well drilled, and it's clear. LDLC so far with no answer to it. Everything that they've tried when they've switched up their playmaking, it always ends the same way. They always go a man down early on. And from that point on, if you go a man down on the T side of Nuke, it's so easy for the CTs to trade out effectively. The same sort of round again with the Molotov outside a door. X-Real, quick flick onto the player jumping off the top of Mini, and Razor will catch the creeping Divi through a smoke. One player has made it across outside though, and may attempt to creep down to the lower bomb site. Jazz, unless that was a failed smoke, I really don't see any reason why that would be effective there. Now has to back up as a result. It's crossed the angle that these two players are holding, so if they peek out into him, they should meet their demise. Of course, the Deagles able to get that instant headshot if they're quick enough. Natu, he's crept all the way down to the lower bomb site, so a potential split onto Jazz here. Jazz needs to make a decision. Do I go up and fight ramp when this window breaks? Or do I go down and fight B? And it looks like B is the call from Jazz, the correct one indeed. Takes the 1-for-1 onto Natu, and Brooksy hitting the deck as well, leaving Justin Shark in a 1-on-5. Able to take down X-Real, but position known, and not a hope in hell. Especially with bullets flying through the wall at him. What can he really expect to get done? Razmo taps him out, and 7-to-1 start for Make Your Destiny. Now the money. The CTs are stacking up their cash now. You've got Razor, the AWP player. He's not going to be having any cash issues anytime soon. Neither is Real. And the rest of the players sitting around 3-4k. So that is fine just for the time being. Especially with a 7-1 lead. 8-1, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Good nade onto Brooksy. Will take him down to 73 HP. So some early hut aggression here from the T side, and it looks like they're going to go for a fight. Rasmo's able to take down both Divvy and Brooksy, and again, nothing going in favor of LDLC on their T side so far. Really, really dominant stuff from Make Your Destiny, and they're going to look to continue it. They want to take this half 14-1. That's the position that they've set themselves up for, but obviously, LDLC they're going to have something to say about that. They're not going to lie down to them just like. Well, they essentially laid down on their T side on Inferno, didn't they? They only got the one round on Inferno T side. Maybe the cracks are starting to show now for, well, a legendary organisation like LDLC, who's had teams in the French scene for a long time. This is a bit of a strange pickup for them. Having dropped their previous roster, they've decided to go for some lesser experienced players and take the risk. And a risk being taken here by LDLC again. They've gone straight out onto the A bomb site, and the trades are 3 for 3 so far. Retake situation now for Make Your Destiny, but it looks like the players in heaven are going to force the issue. The bomb, Ian and Shark is going to rotate straight on down. Retake situation, but not on the correct bomb site, the CTs. Razor, he doesn't really want to be holding this AWP while rotating. He's aware of the potential of a lurk, but he's not expecting a Frere to be so close to him. A Frere's gone huge there, able to get that kill and drop down the vent, and now X-Real, you got to pick up the AWP, and you got to save it, buddy. There's no time for this retake. So, LDLC able to put a second round on the board on their T side. Still not looking great for them, but at least they've got that going for them now. They've got a little bit of momentum. And they haven't won a round since... I can't even remember, because they didn't win pistol. Did they win their first gun round and then lose the following? Let's have a quick look. Yep, that's exactly what happened. So, a 3-0 start for Make Your Destiny then led to LDLC taking their first gun round. Make Your Destiny were able to bounce back though immediately and strung another 5 rounds in a row together. So I'm not optimistic if I'm an LDLC fan with the position that they're in right now. But as I said, a CT-sided map is Nuke. And again, the inner bomb site is the place to go. They've traded out 1 for 1 so far, so good. Razin again. The bomb site now under control. Oh, a very risky peek from Razor, but it's awarded a kill and a bomb dropped. Now a 2 versus 3. Both players for the T side towards the door vent position. And Real, he was the man to deal with them. He's gone down. And Shark, perfect crosshair placement. Will allow Razor to go down, but not expecting Jazz to be in this forward position already. Now 1 versus 1. Bomb going down. No kit on Jazz, but I imagine there's one drop somewhere. And he's considering the potential of there being a player in this smoke. And in fact, he's done so much damage onto a Frere, but he hasn't heard it. He's not completely aware. And he's turned away. Oh, my lord. Almost catching him off guard is a Frere after all of that. A little K artwork onto the wall there from Jazz. And the defuse will come through. Again, LDLC unable to string more than 1 round together. And coming into the latter stages of the first half, they need to show up now. Otherwise, they're going to have a hell of a comeback on their CT side. Now, we know that these comebacks are possible. We've just seen one in the previous map. So, I wouldn't be sitting too comfortably if you're a Team Make Your Destiny fan, that's for sure. Oh, Oh, the fake utility is going to allow Razor to jump through the hut, and a quick flick onto Natu is going to award them the man advantage. And again, the woes of the T side for LDLC. It's been the same time and time again. However, the bomb now back in their control with Buxy taking down Razan. The round is back in play now. There's no, it's not looking one-sided. And Razmo's going to check the position of Shark, and Shark going down. Good presence of mind from Razmo, aware of the potential lurk out the vent. And Real won't check for Divi in the corner, that's for sure. The off angle is going to catch him off guard. But with the second player at ramp, the T's are aware that they can't explode off of that. Now Afreya's done a perfect flank, and this has allowed Brooksy to creep through the smoke with a back turn for Razor. 1 versus 3 for Jazz. And a rotation coming in through Trophy, through Lobby. They're going to hear that. And they're going to be well aware of the positioning. So, these crossfires, they better be effective. Jazz has been having a good map so far on Nuke. Oh, and able to take the first player in Divi down. He's lost a lot of HP for that fight though. So, all it's going to take is one stray bullet to take down Jazz at this point. He knows it too. He's going to run on home back to the T spawn. He's got an AK, so of course you want to be carrying that forward. And LDLC again, the 1 round curse that they're having. They win one, they lose one. They win again. So it is starting to look a little bit better for the tail end of this first half. As I said, make your destiny. They are not comfortable just yet. They're going to need at least 10 rounds to feel somewhat confident going into the second half. 11 would be ideal, and 12 you would be laughing. Razor's got the AWP out, and that's a smoke. That Molotov is intended to stop any outside smokes if they're thrown early. They'll land on it and create a bit of a gap to allow the CTs to see through. And in fact, I think the smokes were thrown a little bit late, so the Molotov's not going to end up doing anything. X-Real's in a great spot that hasn't been checked by the T's, and he's gone 2 for 0. Manages to get away with his life. And again, LDLC start off on the back foot. I don't think they've had a single man advantage to start a round off the entire half. The remaining players for LDLC have plenty of utility to work with. And it looks like they're going to try and creep out of the squeaky door here. The head of Unshark's been spotted, and the second man as well in Brooksy going down, leaving just Divi. Manages to take down 2, but this would be a 1v5 attempt, and an absolutely incredible one at that. Decides to reposition into hut and have another stab at the A-bomb site, but contact taken. And death found for Divi in the end there. Make your destiny again. They're not allowing LDLC to get in a situation where their money is great. The fact that LDLC keep winning these round, one round and then going on the back foot again is in fact not really doing them any favors. It means that their money situation, their loss bonus, is getting reset. Not completely, of course, since the economy changes happened last year. We don't get reset in the same way we used to, but you do get put back around on the loss bonus. Again, every single round for the T side of LDLC, we've seen this Molotov and smoke drop towards the doorway. But Razmo and Razan, they've been the dynamic duo towards the A-bomb site. We've got a player hanging off of the beam on the right-hand side there, if anyone spotted that. I've not seen that one before. But make your destiny on the CT side. Seems like another day at the office for them right now. They've been in full control. They've never broken a sweat. And they've only lost a round from a man advantage. Well, I think once. And that was a 3 versus 2 man advantage that they lost. But apart from that, they have been in control pretty much the entire game. I expect a slow start to round number 15. Late outside smokes again for LDLC. Now in previous rounds we've seen X-Real jump on top of the hut, and this time he's just going to stand and shoot through a smoke like it's not even there. A flare goes down immediately without even seeing anyone, and oh my god, you would be You'd be very upset if you were LDLC right now. We've got a push, I think, coming in from a lobby player in Jazz, and then Shark, well aware of this, but Divi gets caught out regardless. The communication may be not clear enough. 3 versus 3 now, and utility in favor of the CT side. Oh, they spotted the shoulder of Razor, spotted the shoulder, but hits him through the wall. Razmo's able to trade, fortunately, but that's position known for both of these CTs now. He's going to contest this fight on the ramp, but it's not the right call just yet. You want to wait for your teammate. You want to group up and play together. And here's Razmo. Great rotation is going to allow him to get into a forward position towards the window room. And a dink onto Brooksy is going to make this round pretty much unwinnable from this situation. Luckily, bomb on his back. And it's not going to go for the immediate plant. Wants to potentially sell the idea that he's gone back up to the A-bomb site. And Razmo, he took the bait immediately. Now X-Real has made noise by opening the door. Brooksy's well aware of the position. A quick headshot would be all that is needed from Brooksy in this position. But now with 10 seconds left, he's got no choice but to get the bomb down. The nade is going to be all she wrote. And LDLC only able to get 3 rounds on their T half. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, Make Your Destiny have had an absolute dominant showing since coming onto their CT side of Inferno. If you didn't see Inferno, we saw the side of LDLC on their CT side go up 11-4 at the half. And then we saw 11 straight rounds being chained together by the side of Make Your Destiny to then go ahead and close it out in a 16-12 fashion. Now, since then, they've gone 12-3 in this game, so I guess you can say since they've gone over to their Inferno CT side, they have lost only 4 rounds and they have won 23. If that is not dominance, I don't know what is. Some contact being taken outside by Divi here. He's behind the credit card, but they're well aware of his position. And with that mini smoke coming in, he's going to be thinking to himself, yep, there's serious potential for me to get pushed out here. He's dancing around the back of the outside ice cube here, and he's got himself one. Jazz able to trade back on Shark, and Natu with a quick flick onto Razan will give the advantage to the CT side for the time being. We've got a very low HP Divi outside here, and he's locked in this position behind the box. Jazz spotted out a man towards door, but he's got a teammate there to help him out, and they're going to split on him. Team Dink coming through, but it's all okay. The A-bomb site well in control of Make Your Destiny, and it's looking like a T-pistol going into their hands. This would really spell trouble, but in fact it's Natu with a quick lineup. Jazz with it all to do here. 2 kills in the round so far. A quick flick onto the face of a Frere, leaving just Natu. The 3K players against each other here in a 1 versus 1. And Jazz opts to go for the re-peek and will win it out. 4K for Jazz, 1v2 clutch in the end there. And oh my lord, what a performance from the man Jazz this map. 19-6, 19-8 for Razmo. And the side of LDLC, they have been stuck all game long. Now they know that they've got no choice but to buy up, and Make Your Destiny are rubbing salt in the wounds here. They've called a timeout, and with the position that they're in, they're not doing this because they feel threatened. They're doing this because they know how good of a position that they're in. They know LDLC have no choice but to buy up, or they're going to concede going down 14-3. The buy in the 14-3 round's not even going to be great. You're hardly going to have any utility if you buy M4s. So then before you know it, it's 15-3. They have no choice but to buy up here. And Make Your Destiny, they have been crisp with their shots. They have been calculated in their decision making. And all guns blazing. They really have made their own destiny this evening on this match. I'm not going to lie to you. When they went down 11-4 on their CT side, on their T side of Inferno, and their 1-0 down map count, I was thinking to myself, you know, this is going to be an extremely difficult game to get yourself back into. And to get yourself in this position now on the third and final map. This is really Team Make Your Destiny's game to lose at this point. Now, Razor's made his way across into the Secrets garage. He's not going to go all the way down the stairs, though, but Razmo has, and he's got the bomb behind him as well. We've got one player in Divi on the staircase, but this Molotov's designed to flush him out. So he's going to have no choice but to back away. An event rotation from Afir here will take down the jumping player in X-Real. That's a hard shot to hit with it, especially with a player that doesn't do one-shot headshots. Now, Razor's been heard by the player close in garage, so LDLC are going to be well aware that it's the B bomb site targeted by Make Your Destiny. So they have the man advantage on the CT side. They have some utility, and at least they have the upgraded weaponry. But as I say that, this is an important fight. Natu going down, and now the A bomb site. All the rotations has been pulled towards B, and Shark is behind Jazz on the bomb here. And he's heard the vent player drop, but no way that he's prepared for the remaining two. Razmo going down, and Razan taking a 1v1 fight will go down, and Sharks had an absolutely crazy round and pulled it all the way back. Jesus, that was seriously close in the end there, and messy is the answer, it seems, for LDLC. Seems like there was a bit of a miscommunication in that round for Make Your Destiny, you know. The A bomb site was open for grabs. They'd already forced all the rotations down into that B bomb site, but Jazz decides to open the double doors and walk into B anyway. I imagine that was not the, not the call that they wanted to make at that stage in the round. However, they've got plenty of rounds to work with here. They're going to try and burst out the doorway, and it's not going to work out for them, unfortunately. So they have now an eco round. And LDLC have control of their money on their CT side of Nuke. The back foot, well, excuse me, Make Your Destiny, they're now on the back foot here. They've got no choice but to save up and buy up in the next round. And again, this is a bit of a nail-biter here, to be honest with you. If you're 13-5 up, this is by no means a done round. Especially with the money not under control for the T side now. The LDLC boys are shutting down all attempts to get close to bomb sites, except that one player who's managed to drop down the vent. If he plants on the other side of the site, he will be able to get that bomb down, but in fact, he opts not to go for the plant. He takes the fight instead. Jazz going down with the bomb in hand. And Razan hitting the deck as well. 13-6. LDLC, they are definitely in a position to make a comeback now. The money is starting to look really good for the CT side. They've all got about 6k, over 6k in reserve. And Make Your Destiny need to win this round. And before you know it, it's going to be 13-8. Again, the T side of Make Your Destiny throwing the same utility at the round start. The outside smokes, they've gone for the deep ones, and they also threw a Molotov and a smoke through the vents on top of the A rooftop to apply a little bit of pressure to that vent and door area early in the round. Now they've all crept. I can't tell by radar if they're down the secret stairs or if they're in garage. But actually, in fact, they're all down secret here. No noise has been made, so no rotations baited yet. But now with utility being dropped and a bit of counter utility from the CT side as well, LDLC may be considering changing up their setup. And Divi's manages to take out Razor. If he goes 2 for 1 in these kills here, that would be incredible. And indeed he does. 3 versus 5 advantage LDLC. And the remaining players not really in a great position to take this round for Make Your Destiny. A wild spray from X-Real will allow him to take down Brooksy. They've still got one more player in the B bomb site though. Behind the site, And then Shark goes down, a crisp flick from Rasmo. He's been lights out all game. That's the bomb outside in Jazz, and both CTs in a position to defend it now. 15 seconds left on the clock, and the Molotov landing in secret means that there's really no chance to win this round if you'll make your destiny. You've got no choice but to save your weapons, and that is exactly what they're going to do. 13-7, LDLC step by step creeping their way into this game, and you do not want to leave the door slightly open because you give them an inch and they will take a mile. It's clear that the organisation of LDLC see something in these 5 players, otherwise they would not have picked them up. Hero CS with the sub. Thank you very much. That's 3 subscribers for the day this evening on the stream. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And a low buy round now for Make Your Destiny. They had a decision to make, and they made, well, potentially now the wrong one. With Real going down, no flashing towards Garage. That was a really risky play to make. I guess he was hoping he could find a little hole in the system, but not this round. Now the remaining players, the utility is less than optimal. They've got 2 flashes and that's it. They do have a couple AKs, but one of the AKs is unarmored. And Razor, he's just got a Deagle. Really strong crossfire being held by these players here. This stops anyone being allowed to cross Mini or Garage. They'll all get mowed down one by one. And this position from Razan is a bit of a lurk in case any CTs come looking for some information. But Rasmo, he has taken the head off Brooksy at ramp. The lurk in Razan going down, perhaps activated slightly too early. Divi in a position with the AWP to take down players as they jump into the bomb site. Calculated first and second shots. And with a Frere already down 2, Rasmo will hit the deck. This is starting to get a little bit out of hand. We seriously need to see Make Your Destiny put a round on the board right now. Otherwise, as I said before, you know it, this will be all tied up and the morale will be in the bin by the time that happens. So, if you need reminding, Make Your Destiny, they went 12-3 on their CT side. They won their pistol, but they lost the force. And since then, they have lost every single round. And it looks like this one is going to be no different. Lobby control and the bomb completely in the hands of LDLC. And they're even doing damage with utility. Some counter utility being deployed by Razor, but unfortunately no one in that corner to take that. 4 players in the lobby here. There is absolutely no way that Make Your Destiny are able to get back in here. And in fact, I think they realised that and they gave it their best shot. And a strong gun round here. Maybe the first or second strong gun round that we have seen for the T's of Make Your Destiny. So I'm optimistic for this round. If they can convert this one, I am sure they will be able to drag this game kicking and screaming across the line. Again, same utility, same Molotov and smoke combination is going to stop any vision from the CTs towards the vent, towards the squeaky door if it's been blown off. Unless there's a player on top of the hut having a little look for himself, which in fact this round there is not. Frere close to the doorway. The door had been blown off and Razan is going to lose the initial gunfight. He's put the man on door on very low HP, but with Rasmo going down as well, everybody on the side of Make Your Destiny losing their 1v1 fights. Real is able to trade one back, however, it's just X-Real. In a 1-on-4, it would have been a 1-on-5. He's getting spammed through the wall. And no. And Shark takes him out through the smoke. And I am worried, guys. I am worried. Look at the money for the side of LDLC. They have literally got the entire economy of the Swiss government in their back pocket. A collective $54,000 and a collective $32,000 in their utility and weaponry that they've bought into this round already. That's how much these guns are worth. Make your destiny. They've gone for a low buy round again. And potential inner execute coming out. There's a Molotov onto the back of the bomb site, but unfortunately that's not going to force anyone out. A flash through is going to buy on the mini player. And the first man out, Real, he's managed to get 1-for-1 trades. Jazz as well into the bomb site. The trades, no, a Frere spinning on his heels, able to take down 3. And if it wasn't for a Frere able to do that there, it would have been a Make Your Destiny round, or at least an LDLC retake. No, 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 no. I hate the fact that Nuke is like this. It is so back and forth, especially when you get on that T side. If you don't get yourself a good start, then you'll really be struggling. I mean, they did get themselves a pistol round, but they unfortunately lost up their force buy. A timeout called at this stage, and the money is good enough for a buy. They lose this one, and it will be 13-12. They'll be on another low buy round, and it will be 13-13. Real nail-biting stuff here coming into the end of this decider map. What a close series it has been. 16-9 map 1, 16-12 map 2, and now 13-11 so far in map 3 Nuke. Come on, Make Your Destiny. Get yourselves back in to this game now. The problem is, at this stage in the T side, like, you're thinking, oh, nothing's working. We need to change up how we're playing. And then you make an adjustment, and LDLC, thinking about the fact that you will make an adjustment, make one of their own. And in fact, that's exactly what they've done. And Shark here, first time that we've had a CT forward in secret steps. And he's managed to pick up 2 without any trade. Rasmo going down as well. And oh no, the T side for TeamMYD is not looking so great now. Razor not able to get that kill onto Divi now. Just Razan in a 1-on-5. And look at the rounds. Such a dominant half for the side of Make Your Destiny. But since then, they've only been able to pick up a pistol. They lost their anti-force by round. Divi will close it out onto Razan. And since they lost that force by round, they have lost 9 straight. Crunch time for them now. The money is completely irrelevant for the side of LDLC. They can buy up until this game is over. Make Your Destiny. The important thing is to keep your head up, is to remain optimistic. It's when you get to this point and you've lost 9 straight rounds, it starts to feel like the enemy team are ready for absolutely everything. But of course, it's not the case. Any team can lose on the day if you prod the right angles, and the CTs are doing a bit of prodding of their own. They've taken aggressive lobby control immediately. All the Ts for the Make Your Destiny side are outside, and they're taking fights on the Heaven and Deep Garage players. They're aware of both of these players at the back here, but with Deagles, there's 3 rifles facing them. Razmo able to take 1, but this quick flank from a Frere going down also. 3 versus 3 now, but no armor on the player who has managed to pick up that M4. Now, if I was the in-game leader for the side of Make Your Destiny, you've got to be thinking, let's group up, lads. We don't want to be playing spread now. And with the man advantage, it's looking like they're poised to take this half buy. Got a low HP AWPer on Divi, and you've got a rifle on the back of Razor. Still not a great situation for the T side. Definitely not by no means going to be an easy round, and in fact, not going to be easy at all. Divi If Divi goes down here, Real's going to be able to get the bomb down, but in quick flick onto the player on the bomb site. And he knows where that last CT player is. Divi on the AWP. HP no longer a factor for either of these players. All it's going to take is one shot for both sides, and it will be X-Real winning it out. Such a crucial clutch. Now the money is in for the MYD side. They have got everything they could ask for this round. They've got the AWP, they've got 4 AKs and utility, and they know they cannot throw this one down the bin. They've called a timeout. They're going to have a very careful discussion. And as I said, LDLC, they're a smart team. They will potentially see this timeout as a good point in the game for them to say, yep, okay, they're going to change something up on the T side, so we're going to change something up ourselves. We're going to throw something different at them this round. We've seen a lot of pressure outside from the CT side. We've seen a lot of pressure applied to lobby as well. Maybe we'll see some sort of ramp stack come in. Maybe we will see... what else can you do? We've seen pushes through hut. We've seen pushes through, well, from outside. We've seen a quick player jump down the B, jump down through ramp, run through secret, and hop up the secret steps. And the setups have been very, very strong for the side of LDLC. All it takes, though, is a couple of quick kills, and Make Your Destiny will have achieved what they'd set out to do at the start of this evening's matchup. It's really coming down to the wire here. I mean, I can't tell you how close this game has been. Even though the first map scoreline was 16-9, you may think, yeah, okay, that's not that close, but the rounds were really close. It was so back and forth, always. You know, 1 player surviving, 2 players surviving on the team that won the round. Make Your Destiny. Early inside here, and Real's able to get the initial entry onto Natu, and a Frere quick double kill, and Shark able to help him out. Now these 2 people in the door position, though, this is a huge mistake, an absolute blunder, but it's not enough, unfortunately. Trade's still going in favor of the CT side, and oh no, I keep saying it, but God, the pressure is on right now for Make Your Destiny. This is a seriously tight game. I can't tell you how exciting this has been to cast from my perspective. I hope that all of the little breakdowns and play-by-plays that I've been making are clear and concise, and you understand the reasoning behind these players are doing what they're doing. And you may think that I'm wrong in some of the stuff I say, and that's completely fine. You're allowed to type in the chat, you're an idiot, mate. You don't know what you're talking about. That's why there's a chat box, so that you can do that. So feel free. Call me a petit filou. Call me whatever you may. We've got a hero AWP being bought up for Razor, and in fact, no, that's not the case. So we've got AKs and an AWP, a full investment for the majority of the Make Your Destiny team. Time and time again, I have said this is the round that Make Your Destiny need to win, and time again, they have lost the crucial rounds. Now this round, well, every round, I suppose, in the game of Counter-Strike is more important than the one beforehand, and a boost being set up, which will get spotted out beforehand. Brooksy's well set up for this, especially with the rotated man. AWPer ahead of the pack here, and with a peek coming in from the player, and Hell, Trades again going in favor of LDLC. Now the player just rotating down the vent. Actually, this rotation may come back to bite LDLC. The A bomb site, in fact, no, it was an incredible read by a Frere. The players have decided to drop down the vent instead of going into A. And it just seems like LDLC have been so well prepared for this nuke match. 1 on 4 for Razor here. He's been spotted out. He's He's missing shots. And oh no, he's getting hunted down by Divi on the 5-7. Swaps out the AWP, wants his one instead of that Hyper Beast he was carrying before. But I personally prefer the Hyper Beast, so I would have taken the Hyper Beast myself. But here we have it, folks. The penultimate round of regulation. And again, the money for Make Your Destiny is in the bin. They have full utility on all the players. However, you've got a Galil, you've got a Mac-10. The fast plays out A haven't been working. The executes on the A bomb site haven't been working. Going slow outside, and they've been stuck every time going down the secret steps. Divi still making a nuisance of himself. Trades so far going in favor of the CT side, and the inner hit again not yielding a round. Every time they've gone A, they have been shut down. The tide of Make Your Destiny. And now Rasmo in a 1-on-3. An M4 and 1 minute on the clock. Definitely a winnable round. However, he's got to get some really crisp headshots, especially with the AWP in Divi still being alive. Divi looks like he's going to have a look, and in fact, they've taken contact on each other. Divi missed that initial shot, but he will not miss again. Rasmo hitting the deck, and for the first time in this game, LDLC are in the lead. Only 3 rounds won on their T side, and now it flips to the other side. They have won. You know, they've gone, Jesus, how many rounds is that? There's 9 in a row there, and then there's another 3. They've gone 12-2 so far, and all they need now is 1 more to carry this one over the line. We were talking about a hell of a comeback on Inferno. Well, LDLC, they've blown that one out the water. They've come back from a 12-3 half here, and they are now in the lead on this decider map. Outside seems to be the answer for Make Your Destiny here. They haven't thrown early outside smokes, but now they're being lined up. Real throwing utility over a flash and a smoke will allow his teammates to take some fights. Doesn't look like they want to rush themselves across, though, with the utility that they've burnt. They're all just waiting to see if a response comes out from the CT side. And in fact, no response coming. LDLC are non-believers so far. Brooksy's going to switch up his position on ramp, and it looks like they're going to regroup and head back towards the inner bomb site. It hasn't worked for them once in this game so far. Obviously, ramp's still an option, but with Razan headed towards door... In fact, Razan is the lurk player. He's going to be chilling out behind the doorway there while the rest of the players take contact on ramp. Number 7, that's Divi on the AWP. He's going to be well prepared for this double setup here with Brooksy as the utility comes in. The flash. First kill going in favor of the CTs. Brooksy mows down 2. Real able to trade him back. And Divi again dropping players left and right. He has been so solid on this AWP all series long. Now just Razan will not be able to get it done, ladies and gents. And that is the game for this evening. I'm so sorry, Team Make Your Destiny fans. It's all gone wrong in the end there. They were looking so good to take it. 12-3 up at the half. And wow. The Inferno comeback, I thought that was going to be the only comeback we saw. I thought for sure Make Your Destiny were going to be able to pounce and take it 2-1. But in fact, it will be LDLC taking the series 2-1. They take their map pick and they take the decider. Thank you very much for joining me on this cast this evening. It's been a hell of a game. I've really enjoyed watching it. And I hope to see you next time. I have been Icon Cast, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Peace out.